Welcome everyone to a new lower back rehab presentation, specifically talking about the 5 pillars of lower back rehab that we use at Move. And this is how we build resilience and longevity and don't just focus on becoming pain-free. The important thing I want to challenge here today, and I want people to leave these videos understanding, is becoming pain-free is not really a tangible KPI anymore, because through each process of rehab, you're going to have occasions of being pain-free. That isn't what you should strive for. You should strive for being resilient and trusting your body to make sure it can tolerate what you want to do what you love. So this is the framework that we use. The 5 pillars, when they're in place, are really, really valuable to limit flare-ups and limit problems from reoccurring. So let's get into it. 80% of people will experience a significant amount of low back pain in their life. And that's a pretty massive number. And it does make sense with the amount of low back issues we obviously see in the clinic. Now, this is the thing about back pain that most people know, but most people aren't fully aware of, is that back pain is really multifactorial. Loads of things can cause it. It could be structural, it could be neurological, it could be psychological, and it could be lifestyle driven. So unfortunately, if there's not a single cause, there's very rarely a single fix. Now, when it comes down to understanding the psychological element of things and where pain truly comes from, pain is always different for each person. You can look at 2 identical MRI findings and find that the individuals have completely different symptoms. And this tells us immediately that if we're chasing something on a scan, or we're chasing something objectively or structurally causing the pain, we're not always going to have that full picture. And so we know that 70% of people who do recover from back pain will unfortunately experience another reoccurrence within a year. Not because you've not done anything right, but because often people don't have that right structure. They don't have that framework. They don't understand that being pain-free isn't the end goal. So the question I always ask people is, being pain-free is amazing, but being pain-free allows you to do what? And that's going to ultimately create our North Star. That's what we're working towards. And that's where these 5 pillars come into play. So instead of just measuring being pain-free, we need to look at different KPIs, key performance indicators. Now, tier 1 is pain. We need to appreciate that pain is a big indicator for us. We know if pain exceeds 3 out of 10, something's either overworked or we're going through a little bit more of a flare-up that we need to manage accordingly. We don't want to eliminate pain completely. That's why we always offer a 3 out of 10 limitator. 3 out of 10 just means that you're aware of it. It doesn't stop you from doing anything. It just lets you know it's there. And we can measure this in the morning. We can measure it during a training session, measure it during a hobby, during a task, during work. And if all 3 are below 3 out of 10, we're all good. That allows us to move on to tier 2. Now, this is training adherence, and this doesn't have to be the gym. This could be being in the garden, walking the dog. It could be completely unique to you. So let's say, for example, you're someone that does 4 sessions a week, or you walk your dog every single day. I want you to be hitting that target at least 80% of the time, and pain isn't the thing that stops you. And that's where consistency comes in. Now, if you're consistent, we'll generally be able to achieve that 80% majority of the time. When we look at the bigger picture, we have to look at your quality of life. We need to appreciate, can you do the things that you love, your sport, your job, your hobby, without your back stopping you? That is what we're truly going to want to measure. Not the pain, not the scan, but function. In the next video, I'm going to start going through pillar 1, load management.